Hello, SCOMathon, and welcome to our session on what's new in MP authoring. My name is Harold Dyck. I'm founder and president of Silect software. And thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for joining SCOMathon. It's great to bring the community together. And a shout out to the sponsors as well, including Cookdown and Squared Up, for helping put on a great community event. So first off, a little bit about Silect software. We've been serving the Microsoft management communities for over 19 years. We are a global leader in commercial management pack development, and we've been a longtime partner of Microsoft. Silect provides strong support for the SCOM community through a number of free products and services. Silect MP Author allows IT pros to easily create management packs for SCOM. It's a wizard-driven interface. It takes away a lot of the complexity in getting started creating management packs. We initially released MP Author in 2014. It's been downloaded by over 15,000 IT pros, and we continue to improve the product as well. We offer some Power BI dashboards for SCOM. We have some management packs and some fragments and some other technologies we make available. And as well, on June 8th, we're sponsoring MP University, which is a SCOM MP development focused event. You'll be getting some more information on that shortly. We offer a number of licensed solutions as well for SCOM, including MP Studio. MP Studio allows you to manage the complete lifecycle of management packs from authoring to pre-deployment testing, tuning, version control, backup, etc. MP Author Pro layers capabilities on top of MP Author free version, including the ability to create SNMP management packs. The Silect Operations Portal gives you a web-based interface into SCOM management pack and management pack development. And we offer a number of services as well. All right, so let's get to the topic at hand, which is what's new in MP authoring. And as you may know, Silect has been a strong supporter of fragments over the years. Fragments were basically introduced by Kevin Holman, and a fragment is a small piece of XML code that defines a specific SCOM workflow. Fragments can really simplify the authoring experience by bringing together one or more fragments to create a full management solution for an application or service. Fragments are supported by VSAE, as well as in some of our products, including our web portal, MP Author Professional, and MP Studio. We're extending support of fragments in MP Studio through an intermediary file format called an MPF, which allows you to easily change fragment parameters after you've authored a management pack using fragments. We're also introducing some great new capabilities for authoring in MP Studio, which is going to be available in the next couple of months, including improved event rules. We have an expression builder that we're added, and we've got some really cool Explorer technologies that I'll be showing you shortly that's going to help you simplify some of those authoring scenarios. Kevin Holman has released a bunch of new fragments, and I've just highlighted 3, and there are others as well. And this is not by any means an exhaustive list of other fragments from the community as well. But just to touch on a few that Kevin has released, the first fragment allows you to, say if an application triggers an event, it allows you to run a script to go collect more information about the event. Maybe you need to enrich the alert that's being created, or maybe you need to add some other metadata for that specific event to help the support people track it down. The second fragment listed allows you to count all processes and monitor them as a group. And the third scenario looks at files in a file folder. So if an application, say, writes files out to a file folder and doesn't clean them up afterwards or gets hung up at some point in time, it allows you to monitor for that and look for that specific scenario where those files aren't being removed from that folder. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these new capabilities. I'm running MP Studio, and I'm going to create a new management pack. And I'm going to create a corresponding MPF file, and you'll see why I'm doing that in just a minute. I'm going to create it for SCOM 2019. As you can see, we have added support for SCOM 2022. And we're just going to create an empty management pack. So because we chose to create an MPF file, I can now work with the MPF to add and edit fragments. So let's go ahead and look at that, one of those new fragments that, that I showed you earlier. And let's scroll down to rule, event log, then script. And so here we can see one of these new fragments that Kevin Holman has authored. It's pre-populated some of the parameters, which I can easily change. So if I need to change the event ID or the source or even the class, I can do that here. If we look at the, let me just open this up a little bit. Below we can see the actual XML for this fragment. You can see where these parameters are defined. And as well, you can see where Kevin has carved out an area for us to put that script that we would use to, again, whether we want to enrich the alert or do something else. If that event is found, we have the ability to run the script that we'll put in here. Let's go ahead and add that to this particular management pack, and here you can see we have the ability to, even after we've added it, we can go back and make changes to the parameters that we've used for that management pack. We can add additional fragments. So let's go back to our search and make another sample here. Let's do, not sure reg key exists. I think that might be similar to what we've done already. And just add, I need to use a unique identifier. So let's go ahead and add that unique identifier. And so here's another fragment that we've added that is a discovery based on a registry key. So I also wanted to demonstrate how you can make use of those new fragments within our Silect operations portal. So I'm going to log in as admin. And let's go ahead and create a new management pack. It's created, so you'll see that it's created in the MP Studio Store database. And let's go ahead and add a fragment. You'll see we have access to those same set of fragments that we had access to earlier through MP Studio. And I'm going to add a very basic fragment that's going to use a discovery based on a registry key. So let's just fill in some information here. Here's the actual path in the registry we're going to look for. And here's a unique identifier for the class and discovery that's going to be added to the management pack. So at this point, the fragment was successfully added. The new management pack has been created. You'll see that we have the ability to work with this existing fragment. I can remove it. I can edit the parameters that we used earlier. And I can also add additional fragments to this management pack that we're working on. So I can add multiple workflows. This is obviously a basic discovery. I could add some rules and monitors. And then when I'm finished, I can either go back to MP Studio and extract the management pack and perhaps deploy it to SCOM. I also have the ability here within the web browser to download that management pack. So what it's going to do at this point, it's going to take the fragments. It's going to basically do a compile, if you will, of those fragments and create a full management pack. We can look at it here. I can open up that management pack. We're going to see the XML, and as you can see, with the references have been created, the class defined, the discovery defined. So this is a management pack that's ready to go out and be deployed into the SCOM environment. And the last thing I wanted to show, and I don't have a lot of time, is a new capability we're adding to MP Studio vNext called the SCOM Explorer, which basically shows you anything you need to know about any monitoring element in SCOM. So for example, let's take a look at classes. And if I'm interested in perhaps the Azure Stack HCI computer class, here I can see everything I need to know about that particular class. I can see the base class, derived class. I can show instances of that class, show where the discoveries are defined for that class, show the hierarchy for the class, and show everywhere where it's referenced. Similarly, I can do that with any other monitoring object in SCOM, whether it's in that management pack itself. I can do that with overrides, and as I mentioned, any other monitoring element that exists within the SCOM environment. And so just a quick mention before we end today's session, MP University is being held on Wednesday, June 8th. It's exclusively focused on MP development. I'm pleased to announce Kevin Holman will be joining us along with experts from Silect, OpsLogix, and TopCore. You can register today at silect.com/MP University. Thank you all so much for attending today's session, and once again, a shout out to the sponsors for their hard work in putting this event together.